Access denied. Access denied. Eddie Hearn gets rejected from the WBO. He was unable to show cause and show that Joshua Fury was still going on. Therefore, he was rejected by the WBO. And we're going to talk about that in this here video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Before I get started, make sure you guys do yourself a favor. If you have a YouTube channel, doesn't matter the genre, use my link in the description and sign up for TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is an awesome browser extension to help you level up your YouTube content, take it to the next level by making your videos more discoverable, searchable, and optimizing your videos so they're ready for the masses. I've been using TUBEBUDDY for years. I started off with 0 subscribers. Now we're over 200,000 and counting. So make sure you consider TUBEBUDDY. What are you on the platform for? As an uploader, creator, if you don't want to make money, let's go. Use my link, TUBEBUDDY. Can definitely help. Now, I made an initial video about this. The WBO sent a letter out to Mr. Eddie Hearn of Rematch Room Promotions. This was in light of the news that broke earlier in the week on Monday. Boom. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my God. He beat Tyson Fury. Not in their last fight, but in court. As you guys know, if you followed my channel, Wilder had Tyson Fury tied up in court with a mediation/arbitration process, and it was ruled in favor of Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder last Monday. He beat Tyson Fury in his camp, who were trying to evade Wilder and felt they didn't owe him another fight because even though we're in a global pandemic, they thought they could run from the fight because the fight kept getting delayed, but it was obviously being delayed mostly because of the global pandemic. The retired judge, shout out to the Honorable Judge Weinstein, decided that it was only right that Wilder be owed the second fight to complete the trilogy with all things considered. So you guys see, arbitrator has ruled in Deontay Wilder's favor. Tyson Fury must fight Wilder a third time before September 15th. Listen, people, I try to give you guys the accurate, reliable information. This is precisely why you need to smash the like button on the channel. Smash the like button and stay tuned for the latest and greatest because I went over all these things. So with that being said, we had information come out. I made videos about all this, that Wilder had agreed to his part and they're moving forth with the trilogy fight. You see Wilder right there. He brolic, he training, and it hasn't been confirmed as to the date. July 24th is earmarked as a potential date for Fury Wilder 3. Wilder's training. He clearly looks in shape, etc. So for some reason, old media, they didn't believe your boy Ego, and they were holding out hope that Joshua Fury in Saudi Arabia was more than just a pipe dream and it could still happen. Another damaging blow to old media is this. Fox also, in addition to the fact that Wilder won the arbitration and that fight must happen, they announced this last night, or yesterday morning actually, Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence for the Unified World Welterweight titles. Amazing fight, big fight, commercial fight, legendary fight. Pacquiao shows his fearlessness at age 42, fighting the man of the hour, you know, the guy who's been lit in the welterweight division, the guy with the most belts in the welterweight division. Big fish, man down. So it's looking real bad for old media. So just add this to the list. So Eddie Hearn attempted to get an extension because the WBO, as I reported, they sent out a show cause notice. So basically the show cause notice, in layman's terms, what that is the WBO was willing to move out of the way and not enforce its normal procedures, aka Joshua has the WBO belt and Alexander Usyk of the Ukraine is the mandatory challenger. But they were going to get out of the way because Eddie Hearn promised that he had a fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. And all parties kind of went along with it, from Tyson Fury, his people, Frank Warren, Bob Arum. There was times where they showed doubt, but all in all, they're all complicit. They all talked about a fight incessantly, especially Eddie Hearn promised the fight, said 100% for sure the fight will happen, all for it to not happen. Now, I told you in real time while this was happening that I didn't see that being the case. There was an elephant in the room, Deontay Wilder, an arbitration hearing that you had to respect, legally binding. Yet and still, they chose to continue talking incessantly, all that for the fight to not materialize. This is an example of somebody doing it right in boxing. This Pacquiao-Spence fight was just announced randomly. You know, people just woke up, looked at their phone and see Manny Pacquiao posted that he's fighting Spence. And they're like, huh? What? So this is an excellent job of boxing getting it right. And I got to commend PBC and give credit where credit is due. Their fights, Showtime and Fox alike, they're just doing less talking and more announcing. Unlike Eddie Hearn and everybody involved with Fury Joshua. But for some reason, like I've been saying, there are people who doubted my reports, doubted my insight, whatever, and thought that somehow Joshua Fury is going to get saved. And I told you there was no saving. Wilder won the arbitration, WBO sent the show cause notice, etc. And now Eddie Hearn tried to get an extension, and you see on the screen that was denied or rejected. It says, gentlemen, is outlined to Eddie Hearn, a rematch room, Team Joshua, also Usyk. It says, gentlemen, please be advised, Wednesday, May 19th, this committee issued you guys a show cause notice to Mr. Eddie Hearn on behalf of the WBO champion, Anthony Joshua, requesting his position within 48 hours upon issuance as to why the committee shall not order the commencement of negotiations between mandatory challenger Usyk and Joshua per the recent events concerning the arbitrator's ruling in the Tyson Fury Wilder rematch clause dispute. And then they gave the date. In compliance with our order, on Friday, Mr. Eddie Hearn filed email correspondence requesting an extension until Monday. So he said he needed more time to sort through to discuss the subject matter and other related. Whereas Team Usyk's legal counsel, Mr. Patrick, filed an email correspondence objecting to Mr. Hearn's. So Usyk's team is they're tired of waiting. So they're like, nah, we don't want more time. Let's start negotiating, right? It says, objecting to Mr. Hearn's request and arguing that the foregoing is unreasonable and that Usyk is entitled to enforce his rights as the mandatory challenger. Consequently, Mr. Joshua shall proceed with his mandatory obligation or vacate his title. Wherefore, having exchanged numerous internal communications with Team Joshua, having granted Team Joshua multiple extensions, having reviewed all relevant communications between Usyk and Joshua, etc. So it says let's fast forward. You guys see it. The extension request is hereby denied. So they said, hey, we tried. We've given you all the time we can give you. In the words of Denzel Washington on Man on Fire, I wish you had more time. You're out of time. Eddie Hearn, the UK, Joshua must fight Usyk. And you see, it says, in light of the foregoing, the parties are hereby granted 10 days upon issuance of this notice, which was today, to negotiate and reach an agreement for the WBO fight between Joshua. There's a misspelling right there. A little spell check would help. Or a purse bid will be called immediately per our rules. So basically what this means is Joshua Fury, they can't prove that the fight is happening. Anthony Joshua must fight against Usyk, his mandatory. So after all that stalling, I think it's safe to say Joshua Fury is officially done. It's dead. It's over. Wilder gets his shot. He beat Fury in the arbitration in the court, and Joshua has to fight his mandatory. Now you can see the calamity and the discouragement with the Wilder in light of the Wilder ruling from old media, because this changes everything. Usyk, what if he loses or beats Joshua? You know, we have to wait and see. But if Joshua loses, he loses his title to Usyk. What if he gets exposed and wins? You know, what if Tyson Fury gets knocked out by Wilder, right? These are all plausible things. Now you can see why old media was angry with Wilder winning, and they were saying it was a dark day for boxing, and boxing, it's all ruined because this changes everything immensely. But I think just like fairy tales and fables, the moral of the story is you handle business first and you don't negotiate a fight on top of a court case and arbitration, which is what I said from the beginning. People chose not to listen. So Joshua and Usyk, unless he plans on vacating, he's gonna, and if he vacates, then he's not gonna be fighting for undisputed. So it's looking FUBAR, as I mentioned to you. Checkmate. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video.